This is the rice milling project I presented to the Gambia government recently. And then this is a climate smart agricultural products that I studied when I was doing my introduction to social safety net with FAO. And my intention was to come and work with the Gambia government and then the established farms that are already on the ground will be used as a source, which will help us define and identify new local places that will be used by the community to grow rice as a source of income to national development. My project was to enable Gambian youths to enter into the production of rice, where we have seen that many Gambians, the only thing they grow mostly is groundnut as a source of income. So we will not use national plant size to only produce rice, but we will use local community youths that will produce rice as a main source of income. That means they will be setting up a cooperative of 25 youths in every administrative area, which these youths will grow certain identified areas and grow rice. The money earned from this will go to them as their own farming benefit, which will also give them a form of a continuous salary earning. And then these farms were to be set up in every administrative area, and from every administrative area we will set up a district farming area, and from there we will just go to the grassroots, to the community level, which will encourage family house homes to be able to grow rice on the small landscape that they will get, and then we will produce them with the seedlings, with the fertilizer, and then we will do the farming layout for them, and they will look after it. And at the end of when the rice are ripe in 3 months, we will harvest it for them, because every machinery, and it's very difficult in Africa for farmers to get adequate machinery to farm. So this is what we are trying to get to them. And our main thing is like food security system, and then a general development goal for everyone in the country. We have seen that countries like China, Japan, Brazil, they are farmers that are industrialized and they grow sugar, rice, and many things. So we could do this in Gambia when we have it already set up. For example, we have the Jahal Pachar, which is already set up since Jawara time. But are we actually growing for the consumption of our own people in Gambia? Or we could feed our own people by reducing the cost of rice, because rice is our main diet in Gambia. That's what many people eat 3 times a day, or 2 times a day, or once a day. But is it affordable for many people in Gambia? This is what we have to look at. And then my vision and my view is that we have to be able to produce rice by our own self, that our own people can buy it from us at a lowest price of $500 per bag, instead of we import rice from other countries that are generally growing. For example, setting up an on-farm structure doesn't mean you just come and build a house. To produce rice in Gambia, we do furrow system. And then, but we want to change and modernize that by introducing pumping machines. And then these pumping machines will only be pumping water, they will be also pumping fertilizer. We have the idea and the way of doing that. So in every administrative area that is actually different from the existing ones that are in the Gambia, that we will set up an on-farm structure where we will have a pumping system, and then we will have all materials and everything kept there. Rice will not be grown in a faraway system. We will grow rice upland system. That means we need sowing machines. We need machines that will grow rice, and these the same machines we can also use to grow coos, maize, findi, bees, peanut, and many other sesame seeds that we can grow in the country, whereby young Gambian youths will be interested in setting up a sector. But if in every administrative area we have a farming structure whereby it is administered by our organization, and then we have 25 youths that are working there permanently, they will be trained to sow, they will be trained to prepare the farm, they will be trained to harvest, they will be trained to use ways to use fertilizer, they will be trained to water, and then these people will be used, and when they are already trained, they will be sent to the communities whereby they will teach other youths to be able to do the same kind of thing that they are doing. The organization that we are trying to create is not just going to have basically agricultural. It will be, for example, an individual organization that will enable the existence and the growing of the environment, facilitation of organization development, will creation of network creating study tour and fellowship, training on job learning, coaching, monitoring, development of technical function skills, converting of national regional events, supports of knowledge sharing, facilitation of leadership development, support of piloting new experiences, facilitation of experience sharing, South-South cooperation agreement, policy support. This we will all do for these youth so that they will be able to incorporate in their communities and their district areas, so that they will be able. That's why we need these 25 youths. We are trying to introduce a biomass rice milling system, whereby the machine that we'll be using for processing and packaging the rice at the same time will also be able to generate the husk that is coming from the rice into electricity. This we will show when the project is on scale. And this is the factory that we've planned and prepared for Bakoteh dumpsite to be removed, and then this factory will be set up there, which have nothing to do with Jahali Pachari or any other farming institution that is already existing in the Gambia. This is supposed to be a new project and a new system of benefiting Gambia from the rice that we already grow in the country. That means the rice that we are growing in Gambia will give us food at a low rate, and will also give us electricity that we will incorporate to Nawek to supply villages and towns around the Bakoteh area, to be able for the hotels and the places to be able to function for 24 hours a day. We have a project cost of the force laying out installation system. We are having a total cost of about 1.2 million. And how much is 1.2 million? It's like a big amount of money. But then looking at what it will be able to provide and what it will be able to do, because if you take 5 administrative areas in Gambia, 25 youths from each administrative area, that is let's say it's about 100 youths. These 100 youths will be able to have a permanent job in their own area without moving, and they will be having a training every week on what they are doing, and from that they will also go and train their own people in their own areas. So this 1.2 million as a starting fund will be able to bring us the production, and the sales that are coming from the production is what will be used to extend the project. We are not going to go and look for another fund outside, which will be 100% Gambian owned. The aims and objectives of these projects is: this is a biomass rice milling factory that its main objective is to help reduce the importation of rice and also to reduce the price of rice for the Gambian population. We are to produce rice by encouraging and opening a market for the Gambian rural farmers to produce rice as a means of sustainable income generating, and also we will use the husk to produce electricity, which will also help the surrounding communities in their hospitals and schools. This will enable farmers to have access to pumping water for drinking. It is to target rural youth and women to make rice as an income generating crop. It is to help the national development to reduce food for the general population, to use agriculture as a means of food production and bioelectricity. The objectives. Our main objective is to be food self-sufficient by producing and processing food in Gambia, to enhance the Millennium Development Goal for national and human development towards the achievement of sufficient food at local level for better family nutrition, to create employment for both rural and urban youth, and also to make rice producing a yearly activity and not just seasonal. This will make possible for low-scale workers to have sufficient income to be able to afford a bag of rice for their families. We will reduce rice to a $3 per kilo and a 50 kilogram to $500 per bag, which will reduce, which people receiving less will afford to buy.